So I was playing a game with a good friend of mine, and it ended up with them basically being thrown into a fiery pit. And me in DM mode, I'm like, okay, this is his character's death. I need to be dramatic. And I started like describing like, oh, you fall into the fire and all this stuff happens to your flesh and bones and you scream and da 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 da. And then after the session, that player, came up to me and was just like, hey, so great session, had a lot of fun. Listen, next time something like that happens, can you move away from like the descriptions of fire? I was in a house fire when I was a kid and my arm is still burnt up to this day. Like that is a very like traumatic experience for me. And I'm like, oh, I messed up. I apologize. And they're like, it's cool. And like, that's the thing. It's like, I know we're talking a lot about like, hey, think about what you're doing and be sensitive to others' experience and all that. But it's also okay to mess up. You don't need to take like 5 cultural sensitivity courses before you play a tabletop game with your friends.